Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pendragon Rising. After a bit of time, I'm back with Chapter 9. And I have to admit, I'm kinda interested in how this is going to progress, because so far it hasn't been getting better. I feel like we're getting surrounded more and more by our enemies. Though we have managed recently to recruit another ally, which is Difric of the Brothers of Christ. So we have two kings that will back us up. And we have Difric now. Allies are numerous now, and I claim beloved. So maybe there is hope. Maybe. Anyway, Chapter 9, The White Stag. The story we bring back from the Eastern Valleys can't be ignored. At the urging of both Morgan and Emrys, you discuss it only with the king, with Bedwyr, and with Blaze. Spreading word of Cynric's wolves will only sow panic. Nonetheless, the story will spread. Uther is particularly angry and distressed to hear of the broken sword. He insists that the matter must be kept quiet or folk will lose heart. Kai believes none of it. Of course, he insists that all four of you must have been mistaken. Morgan travels north to Inismon to talk with her mother on the matter. You, Bedwyr, and Gawain raise men for patrols. You spend precious bit of time at the hall yourself. You're often out in the hills and valleys of Gwynedd with a handful of warriors patrolling, listening for rumors of wolves. Despite the snows, you're now less than certain that the Saxons will wait until the spring. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Late on a grey morning, you're sitting with Kai outside cleaning the rust from your mail when Bedwyr storms in, thunder on his face, throwing his longbow down into the dirt so hard you worry the limbs will snap. What the hell? His small warband follows him in, subdued, watching their leader warily. There's no sign that they've been in a fight, no blood or bruises. What's got into him? Asks Kai. He looks like his lover ran off with his favorite sheep. He was hunting, says a quiet voice. He lost his prey. You look around. It's Morgan, cloaked and hooded in the dark robes of the Isle. She puts down her bow and settles down to join you, hugging her knees. A stag. A white stag. Again? He was on about one yesterday. Same one, I guess? He shot at it yesterday and hit it square on, or so he says, and now the same thing today. Swears he saw the shaft go straight into its flank. Saw it fall, but then nothing. She shrugs. He'll be out after it again tomorrow, no doubt. Hello, by the way. She doesn't look at you. Hello yourself, says Kai. What did your mother say then, about Cynric? Did she believe you? She ignores the question. I think we should go with him. What? Go with who? Asks Kai. I think we should all go with Bedwyr. We should help him hunt the stag. Why? She shrugs again. Just a feeling. I got work to do. I'll see you later. What's up with her? She's so distant now. She gets up, collects her bow, and walks away towards the long hall. Kai looks at you in surprise. Well, what on earth's got into her? Have you two fallen out? Yeah, that's my question exactly. What the hell? If I were to guess, it's her mother told us something about Cynric and his wolves that we really don't want to hear. Or, I really don't know. Maybe when this work is done, whatever it is, she'll be more in a mood to talk. Or, she's probably just tired. It must have been a long journey. Well, my guess is the first thing. Kai grimaces. More than likely. I'd rather hear it though, than not. The next morning, it's grey again. Worse, in fact, for the mist has come down onto the hills. Morgan is right. Bedwyr is up early and berating his companions to be out to look for the stag. When he discovers that you want to join the hunting party, he's displeased to say the least. He shakes you off brusquely and heads out before you can collect your gear. Kai shrugs. We could go out and see what we can find. Think of his face if we catch the beast before him. Provoking Bedwyr is not the wisest course up Ector, says Emrys. At least, not more than we already have. We should go, says Morgan decisively. Gawain looks at her surprised, then shrugs and shoulders his pack. Kai breaks into a broad smile. Come on then, brother. Let's go hunting. I think Morgan knows something. An hour later, and Kai's regretting his decision. The mist has thickened into fog and followed you down the valley. I hope you know where we are, he says. We have little chance of seeing each other, let alone any quarry. As he says it, a breeze springs up, and the fog parts for a moment. Ahead you catch a glimpse of white, and then there it is, a stag, crowned with 9-point antlers, tall and broad-chested, pale-eyed, with snow-white hide. Look at it, whispers Kai in awe. And then you see the figure rising from the bracken, a dark figure, bow bent in readiness. Bedwyr. No! Morgan's shout comes from beside you. The stag bolts. Bedwyr's bow sings, but the arrow skitters into grey stone. Bedwyr's face is purple as he turns to your party. What have you done, witch? I should have your skin. Morgan strides forward without hesitation. She throws up her arm. Look, she says, pointing. Bedwyr turns. Amongst a grove of trees ahead is the stag, looking back towards you. Sometimes a hunt is not about a kill, says Morgan. We should follow it. What mockery is this? Bedwyr is a dumb tool. I think we should follow, unless you're afraid to, Bedwyr. You know something more about this, Morgan. Will you tell us? Or this feels like we're walking into a trap. I'm not gonna piss off Bedwyr. Let's go with Morgan. She grimaces. I don't know much, only guesses, but I have heard stories of a white stag. Some say it's the stag that appeared to Pwyll. It said it will lead you to your fate. To your fate? Asks Kai. What? To death, you mean? Death is only one of many fates, says Morgan. I suppose I mean that it leads people to a turning point in their lives. So something important for Bedwyr then? We can all see the stag, says Emrys. Kai, looking nervous, makes the sign of the cross. Bedwyr slings his bow over his shoulder. Very well, he says. If this is leading me to my fate, then so be it. I don't need your help. The stag chooses that moment to start walking off up the valley. We can all see the stag, repeats Morgan. We're all coming with you. The stag is hard to follow, glimmering in and out of the fog, sometimes slow and sometimes darting forward so that you think that you've lost it and hurry ahead. But always you find it again. The fog seems very close now, and sometimes it seems there's nothing save the stag ahead and Morgan by your side. Then the stag vanishes, and you rush forward again, only to find your footsteps crunching on gravel and then splashing into water. The fog lifts a little. You can smell salt on the air and hear waves crashing on the shore. The sea! How far have we come? Says Bedwyr in wonderment. There is still far to go. It's a voice you've never heard before, clear as crystal stream. And then you see her. A lady in long white robes stands on the shore. Her skin shimmers in the green light. Her pale hair writhes around her shoulders as if it lives. Her face is unlined, translucent, her eyes white and pupilless. Yet she seems to see you. Her expression is calm. The White Lady, says Emrys, a touch of awe in his voice. You realize he's kneeling. Morgan follows suit, and you and Bedwyr do the same. There is no time, says the apparition. She lifts an arm and gestures, and the fog rolls back. In the distance, over the water, a dark shape hugs the horizon. The Isle of the Dead. You must stand on it within the hour. And just like that, she is gone, as if she were never there. Where did she go? Bedwyr is on his feet. I don't like this. More of your tricks. Kai scolds at Emrys, but you can see that his hand is trembling. No tricks, says Emrys, or at least none of mine. We must go there, says Morgan, looking out over the isle. All of us. Bedwyr looks at her sharply. Kevin nods. He's a little pale, unsettled. She's red, he says quietly. I've heard of White Lady, even amongst my people. It would be foolish to refuse her. Who is she? Some say Arianhold, says Morgan, or Modron, or even Branwen. No one knows for certain, but she protects these lands. Well, Arthur, says Bedwyr, it seems we have little choice. You find yourself nodding. Indeed, says Emrys, looking at you closely, but I think you should be very clear, Arthur, why you want to go. Truth, because I trust Morgan. This is a messenger of the gods. Or a lie, because I trust Morgan. This is the messenger of the gods. Or because I think someone's pulling our strings, and I mean to find out who and why. Or because my friends think I should. Because I trust Morgan, of course. Did they change anything? Yeah, give us a bit more of the old faith. You catch Morgan's small smile of approval. Emrys nods. Very well. How do we get there? Bedwyr stands on the shore, peering out into the fog at the dark shape of the isle. Oh, swimming probably, says Kai dolefully. It looks to be just a day for it. What is this place anyway? It's said that the priestesses of Inismon carry dead men there and lay them down to sleep, says Emrys. Those who are deemed worthy of the honor. So, do you know a way, Morgan? Morgan grimaces. I'm sorry, forbidden to speak of it. Then show us, says Bedwyr. She shakes her head. This is something you must do for yourselves. Bedwyr turns away, sour-faced. Kai looks at you. Arthur? There's nothing for it. I think we should swim. Or let's search the shore. Someone nearby must have a boat. Or the White Lady's words applied to you as well, Morgan, and the stag appeared to you. If you know the way, you should tell us. Huh. I don't think swimming is a good idea. We can get sick and die, let alone there might be something in the fucking lake that will tear us to pieces. Searching the shore is a thing that I would do normally. I have a feeling though that we could push Morgan. Searching the shore. Let's push Morgan. I don't think this is a good idea. Morgan holds your gaze for a while, then closes her eyes and takes a breath. When they open again, her decision is clear. You're right. Follow me. Yes! She walks purposefully along the shore, looking out across the water at the dark shape of the island, then back at the stones of the beach, then out again. At length, she stops and says, Here. Where? Says Kai. Morgan raises an eyebrow at him, and then turns and starts to walk out into the sea. Morgan, what? Gawain takes swift steps after her, but Bedwyr stops him. Look! Morgan is now 20 paces from the shore, and still the water is no deeper than her ankles. It's as if she's floating. Devilry, mutters Kai. No, Emrys is smiling. Just a causeway, a ridge under the water. Be glad it's not high tide. Come on. Yeah, I thought this would be it, to be honest, but... yeah. The water laps your ankles as you splash after Morgan into the thickening fog. Achievement unlocked. Walking on water. You're standing on a rocky beach, stones under your feet, with a rough track leading up into the fog. It's so thick now that you can barely see beyond the end of your arm. Where are the others? It's Morgan speaking. She's looking around. You realize that Bedwyr and Emrys stand with her, but there's no sign of the other two. Kai? Gawain? They were right behind you. You would have sworn. You turn back to the causeway. If the lady spoke truth, we have no time to wait for them, says Bedwyr. I think you'll find they're safe enough, says Emrys. I think perhaps they weren't meant to be here. You catch Morgan staring at him for a moment. Emrys smiles faintly and nods. We should go. So who did we leave behind? Kai and Gawain. Gawain? Kai I understand, but Gawain? The path leads you up onto a grass trail. It's lighter here. The fog is brighter. You can feel the sun trying to break through above you. The warmth is welcome. After a time, shapes loom to either side. standing stones set upright in the grassy bank like the tall stones of the circle at Dinas Emrys. These are carved with spirals and half covered with moss, the white scored stone of the spirals standing out stark against the dark stone. This seems beautiful. Really? Huss, whispers Bedwyr, holding up his hand. I can hear voices. He's right. Sounds drift from ahead of you. Women's voices. In fact, Mother, calls Morgan, walking forwards. You follow her. You stand amongst grass-covered mounds. Amongst them burns a yellow-orange fire in a small brazier. 5 cloaked figures stand around it. Their leader has her hood thrown back. You see long, red hair. It's the first time you've seen Lady Vivienne dumbfounded. She stares at you in stark surprise. What are you doing here? Morgan, did you lead them? You have no right. All 4 has the same right to be here. The white figure shimmers into existence behind the group. The White Lady. Vivienne's hand goes to the knife at her waist, and then she sees the figure. She swallows and bows her head. Lady, yes, you have the right of it. It's time, Vivienne. We know what faces us now. They must have aid. Wow, I think we're heading into some dark ritual. This is about the wolves, I'm pretty sure. I've had enough of riddles and mysteries. Tell us what's going on. Or, I bow my head to the White Lady. Thank you, lady. We'll gladly accept any aid. Or, I murmur a prayer to Christ to protect us from evil spirits. Definitely. Bowing the head. Did I change anything? Yeah, our old faith is just growing. The shimmering figure smiles faintly. I thank you for your courtesy, but perhaps it is wise to ask questions, Arthur ap Uther, rather than to follow blindly. Vivienne. Vivienne draws herself up to her full height and closes her eyes. Calm settles over her features, and she lets out a long, slow breath. Then her eyes open once again. Arthur ap Uther, Bedwyr ap Uther, Emrys ap Ambrosius, Morgan Firch Vivienne, you stand amongst the dead, walk with me. The grass-covered mounds around you must be tombs, burial mounds. Under the gaze of the White Lady, you follow Vivienne to one particular mound. 3 stones form an entrance to it, a lintel over 2 supports. There is no door, simply a dark void that leads inside. Inside this place lie treasures, says Vivienne to all of you. Treasures vital to the rulership of the people of our lands. They will be granted to the deserving. You may pass the doorway, but be warned, the spirits that guard this place will only suffer 1 living soul to stand within at any time. Each of you may enter and may make your choice of treasure. That is all it is permitted me to say. Bedwyr meets your gaze with wonder. Morgan grimaces and nods in acceptance. Emrys' mouth twists into a wry smile. I have no need to step within, he says. I know what lies there. I have been offered it before, I refused it then, and I will not change my mind now. What the hell, Emrys? You know way more than you seem to say. Then which of you will enter first? Asks Vivienne. Arthur, Bedwyr, you are both sons of the king, says Morgan. I think it should be one of you. Bedwyr, you should go first. I will go. Morgan, it should be you. We should draw straws. I'll suggest that we draw straws, but will you slay of my hand to ensure that I win? I actually have a feeling that I should go first.